Hi everyone, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, so it's time for Stamping with Denise. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for joining me. Please, if you like my video tonight, please share my video, comment, share down in the comments, and everyone who does that, I will enter your name in a drawing to win the project I'm working on tonight. Last week, I showed you how to do this cute, hold on, look, fun fold card. Look at that, isn't that adorable? And how to do this fun cut, how to make this 3D balloon. And this is going to go out to Darlene Clark. So Darlene, thank you so much, and I will get this out to you soon. If you can't share my video, I understand. Please, if you'd be so kind as to give me some hearts. Facebook likes hearts better than thumbs up, so give me those hearts, please. That helps me my video be seen by more people on Facebook and helps out my small business. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel and then hit that little blue bell, and you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video, which is usually on Monday evenings. Okay, well, with that being said, I think we'll go ahead, we'll start on tonight's project. I'm going to switch the view down to my hands, and I have a new technique to show you. So let's go. Oops, there we are. Okay. So I saw this on a Facebook group, and I thought, I really like this. This is so cool. This was my first attempt, and I thought that I would show you all how to do it. So let me go over some of the products I'm using for this project as we go along. So this flower is cut out using the artistic dies. This is out of the annual catalog, and it's been around for a couple years, so there's a good chance this might retire in May. So if you're interested in it, I know it has a coordinating stamp set, but I'm not sure what that stamp set's name is. Check this out. This is really a fun die. It does have a lot of small pieces, and we'll talk about that later, but it's a great die set. We are going to use the Softly Sophisticated Embossing folder. It's part of one of the celebration items that you can get. It's a bundle. It has a coordinating or another stamp, or has a stamp set that goes with it. It's a bundle, and you can get it free for a $100 purchase. So we're going to use this embossing folder also tonight. Let's see, what else are we using? From Celebration, I'm going to use the Heartfelt Hello stamp set. This is free with a $50 purchase. And if you need to know where to go shop, here's my store, denisewill.stampinup.net. Here's my host code. Use that host code, place an order of at least $50 before shipping and tax, and I will send you a gift. And that's along with Celebration rewards also. If your order is $150 or more before shipping and tax, don't use this host code because you get the rewards. So that's great. Let's see. I'm going to be using the Heartfelt Hexagon punch for this card tonight. And the other product I'm going to be using, I want to share with you. This is the Sweet Sorbet Metallic Woven Ribbon. Now, Sweet Sorbet is one of 5 in colors that is going to be retiring in May with the new catalog, or when the current annual catalog retires. So if there's any of those items you want that are in any of these in colors, you need to get those now, because as we get closer to May, they may sell out, and then they won't be back. So I'm going to say it's while quantities last, especially on any of these in color items. Let me look here. Let me real quick Our current, or our in colors, hold on, because I want to make sure I don't forget them. I want to make sure you get all the names of them. Where are we at here? Here. Are these our colors? Sorry, guys. I think I'm in the right place. Yeah. Our in colors that are going to be retiring are Sweet Sorbet, Parakeet Party, Tahitian Tide, Starry Sky, and Orchid Oasis. So if there's any of those colors you want, anything with those colors in it, I suggest you get it now. This has been my favorite set of in colors in a very long time. Okay. Very good. So I think we are going to get started. And so I'm going to set this over here. For this project, I had to bring the big Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine over. So let me grab that here. It's on the floor next to me. Oh. Whoops, you know what? I don't need it quite yet. There's one thing else I want to do before we get there. So this this white piece of basic white is, let me double check, 5 by 3 3/4. We are going to use this die. We are going to place it off the edge and run it through our die cut machine. Well, when it comes out, it's very thin and it would be very hard to cut out or to adhere. So we want to put some adhesive sheet in this area to make sure that we are, we have enough coverage. So I've got some pieces of adhesive sheet. You guys have seen me use them before. You get 12 sheets of 6 by 12 adhesive sheet. I love it. I love using it. So I think what we're going to do, I can probably do it with the 3 pieces I have. Yeah. So remember, then you're going to be putting it on the back side. So if this is my front, this is where my die is going, I'm going to put my adhesive sheet stuff right here. So when you peel it off, it's going to be just like this. This is probably a bigger, I know this is bigger than what I need, but it's there. I'm going to use it. So and actually, you probably want to get this as close to the edge as you can. And I didn't do a very good job over there because I wasn't thinking. So let me see now. Okay, if it's going to go like this, so it's like this. Let me see, I'm trying to see how much, it's going to be about like this. So I need to put a little bit more right down here, and I've got a piece right here. I'm going to put this right down here. And this is way more than I need, but I'm just not wanting to cut it up into little pieces, okay? Okay, so we are going to run this through the die machine like this. Now I will get my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine off the floor. Let me put that out of the way for right now. Okay, okay, we'll put it right there. Where are my plates? Okay, we're gonna put this right in here. I want to check the placement of my die. Let me look at my card here. I don't know if I want it that far over. I think I want it about, I mean, it's not perfect. Oh, I'm looking at my card over here. I'm off the camera. I just want to see if I get it somewhat where I want it. I think that works good. Am I completely on the adhesive sheet? Yes. Okay, so we're going to leave this just like that. And again, doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, we're going to run this through our machine. And I'll tell you, when you have this adhesive sheet on the back, sometimes these intricate dies like this, it's a little hard to get the pieces out. So I like to rotate it then 90 degrees and run it through one more time. Then I get a good clean cut. What it does is it puts pressure on the roll, on the die in different places, you know, because you've moved it to a different place on the roller. So we're going to come right back to this in a second here. Let me set that down. But I want to show you. And so look, that comes out there. Let me get my U-Pick tool. And we're going to poke this out of here. So I'm trying to get that off of there. Okay. Okay, so there you are. Now you have to spend some time poking these out. Like I said, sometimes they'll come out really easy. Sometimes you have to work at them. And so my goal was to make this part a little bit easier. But through, I say, the magic of television, it's really not. And see, there we go. I've got my adhesive sheet on the back. Perfect. Let me get this out of the way because I have one that's already die cut. And I've already picked all the little pieces out so you guys don't have to watch me do that. Okay. So I'm going to set this over to the side. And here's the one that I already have. See, it just came right. And it's going to end up going right back in this spot. So, adhesive sheet right to the edge is nice to keep those edges adhered. And I even like the adhesive sheet around the edge of the die cut to help keep it down. So, but before we do anything with this, did you notice that this card is also embossed? Can you see that? Look at that. Isn't that cool? I thought this was such a cool idea. Who'd have thought? So now we are going to take, let me set this over here, just this piece. We're going to put it in the embossing folder, which is right here, and run it through. And I thought this was such a cool idea. So I'm going to line that up. That line on the bottom of our embossing folders helps you get it in there straight. Okay, I'm going to bring my machine back over, Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, but we have to set up our plates a little bit differently. So let me I pull out the two top plates and this die adapter, and I bring in plate number 4, which is for embossing folders. And if you ever forget, the directions how to make your sandwich are right here. So this is the one we're using. Always run your embossing folder through hinge first because you don't want to build up pressure and have it blow. Okay. And there we go. Now we're done with all of this. Let me move all of this out of the way. And we will get started assembling our card. Okay. So here's this. Here's the die cut piece with the adhesive sheet on the back. So now, what I've put behind here is a piece of designer series paper. I used the back of the Fresh of it as a daisy paper, but you know what? I didn't get the effect I wanted. It wasn't as dramatic, for lack of a better word, as I wanted. It's kind of flat. These brush strokes didn't translate well, and sometimes you just have to try stuff. Okay, so for this one, we are going to use this piece of designer series paper. This is from the, hold on, Masterfully Made designer series paper. Now we can play with this. I'm going to show you here. We're going to set this right back in here, And we are going to see what we want to do. Do I want it like that? I'm not sure. I can turn it this way. I could do this. This doesn't want to lay flat now that I've run it through the embossing. I can move it like this and pick up some of those colors. I can do it that way. I could even turn it over and put it this way. See, we don't even need the whole sheet of the designer series paper on the back. So I had already pulled out the same color paper, the Blackberry, Bliss, and Bubble Bath, so I wanted to stay in that family, the pinkish purples. And even though there's none of that in here, this does lend itself. And you know what? We could even take our half out of the middle here, if there's something we like here better. Kind of pick up that blue there. I don't know. I could look at this. I don't think I want yellow in it. But maybe we could do something like that. What do you think? I think something like that would be good. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of this adhesive sheet on the back here. I've got 2 sheets. I'm going to pull it off. You know, this was the stuff around the edge that, there we go, there's that. And I've got a little piece here I want to get off, because this is where it would be very helpful to have it, is right. Come on. There's a little piece here. See, and this will help, actually having this adhesive sheet back here will help these little small things adhere well to the, let me get this out of my way, to our card. So let's see. I'm going to start it like this. I don't want the yellow in, so I'm going to go right like this, and I'm going to go just a little on the inside. We've committed now. Okay. Let me cut this off. Where are my scissors? Here they are. Okay. And you know what? It doesn't have to be fancy. I don't even have to look. I'm just going to trim this. On that side doesn't have to be fancy. There we go. This one I do want to do a nice edge on it. So let me use, oh, you know what? I didn't quite get that bottom part. I wonder if I can get that off. Whoops, I'm tearing it. Hold on. We're almost off, but I've got to make sure I don't tear this. There we go. Yay. I just had the bottom here not quite covered. Okay. There we go. That'll work fine. It's not straight, but that's okay. That's what the back looks like. So let me trim this off here just a little bit more. You know, unless someone totally deconstructs your card, they're never going to see the back. So what I will do now is line this up in my little trimmer. You know, if you don't like this, you can just cut a straight, you know, figure out where you want it, then cut your designer series paper. There we go. There's my edge. Okay, there's that. Perfect. Now we're going to do this. Now I have to pull this backing off of here. I do know that I have a couple of pieces of the adhesive sheet because I did piece them together. I just have to find a good starting spot. Oh, well, okay, that was the small piece. Let me do this here. You know, just be careful because the die is kind of fragile. You don't want to rip it. Like I had started to rip right there when I was taking it off, but it didn't. I think it's going to be just fine. Okay, and I think I have to take off a little bit right up here on these two pieces. There we go. And, oops, there you are. Okay. And it is completely covered in adhesive sheet. What is this sticking up here? Is that a piece of it? Okay. Let's lay that down. Now we're going to place this in here like this. Okay, pretty good, pretty good. It's not perfect, I think, because part of it is because I stretched that paper when I was pulling that adhesive sheet back off, or that Designer Series paper back off, but you know what? I think it works just fine. And I am just going to trim up a couple of these that are hanging off the side here. Let's see. Let's see how it's going to look on here if I need to trim any more off. That's a little bit crooked, doggone. Okay, we're going to just trim that edge. Make that straight just the tiniest bit. Okay, there we go. Whoops, nope. Let me see now, how are we working? Yep, that looks good. I'm good with that. There's usually not a lot of mistakes in paper crafting, just chances to fix it up, right? Okay. So let's see, how are we looking? Looks better. Okay. We're gonna get our adhesive. Whoops, where's my seal? Sorry guys, I thought I had it out. So I'm gonna put adhesive on here. Come on. And there you go. Okay. Now that's Blackberry Bliss, and I forgot to tell you, and that piece is 5 1/4 by 4. Then our base is going to be bubble back 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. Okay. So I think that using that different, where's my bone folder? Using that different Designer Series paper added a little extra interest to it. So makes it a little more interesting, and the colors are all in the same family. The blue goes because it's in with that's Berry Burst. So I think it works fine. I was kind of excited to use Blackberry Bliss because I don't use it very often. So there we are. Perfect. Perfect. There we go. Okay, now let's do our embellishing, and we are going to be done. Now I have a piece of Blackberry Bliss that we are going to use for our sentiment. That hello is embossed with white embossing powder. So whenever you emboss, especially when you do on dark, you want to use an embossing buddy, and that's just a powder. It keeps the embossing powder from sticking where you don't want it. And while it's not available as an individual purchase, it is part of this set. It's on page 136. It's right up here. It's the Embossing Editions Toolkit. It has the embossing buddy in it, which I just showed you, like this. It has the powder in it so that it doesn't stick where you don't want it to. It has some reverse tweezers, which are much like the ones I use that when you squeeze them, they open up. Let's see. See, when I squeeze it, they open up, and when you let it go, it closes. So it's nice because then it'll hold a piece of paper. It has a small brush, and it has a tray that you can use to, you know, dump your embossing powder in when you're making a project, and then you take the little cap off, you dump it back in your bottle and put it away. I do have those from when they sold them years ago. You know what? I have found out that I like using the little plastic container better, but you know, everybody has their own, and not everybody has enough room to store all of this. So I'm using the Hello from the Heartfelt Hellos. I'm stamping it with Versamark. That's a clear ink, if you're not familiar with it. It's a clear ink, and it is what is going to serve as the kind of adhesive for our embossing powder, okay? So, and I find the embossing buddy, using it is most important when you're doing when you're embossing on dark paper, okay? So take this on here, dump it off. This was one of the very first techniques I ever learned, and I still love it. I think it is really a great technique. Okay. Now we take our heat gun. This might be loud, so watch your ears. But you can watch this embossing powder literally kind of melt. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna turn it on. Watch the O. I'm gonna start with the O. There it goes. It's starting to melt. There's one L, the second L, the E, and the H. And there you go. That's how simple it is. Now I'm going to just take my, oh shoot. Okay, well that was not very smart, guys. We will do that again. Let it, make sure it dries before you rub it off. Okay, let's do it again. Let me go get another piece of cardstock. Okay, here we go. We're going to try this again. Take two. Like I said, it's a good thing paper's not expensive, you know? Oh, let me get my embossing buddy. So that's your lesson. Make sure you let that cool for a minute before you go and wipe off your embossing buddy powder. Okay, so there's my Versamark. There's my sentiment. We will do this again. The embossing powder is in our annual catalog on that same page. There are two collections. That looks nice. It's well covered. You always make sure you put your embossing powder out of the way before you turn on your heat gun, because you do not want it to go flying all over. What a mess to clean up. Here we go again. You get to watch it melt again. I'll go from the H to the O this time. There we go. Okay. While we let that sit and cool for just a second, yeah, there's two collections of embossing powders. There's the basics, which is black, clear, and white. Then there's the metallics, which is copper, gold, and silver. They're both wonderful. They're $18 each. There's three in each pack, you know, one of each of the colors. So it just, you know, takes your cards to the next level, your projects to the next level. Okay, I think what I'm going to do too is I am going to go ahead, I'll punch this out. This is the which one? Heartfelt Hexagon Punch, which is out of the mini catalog. There's hello. Does that look pretty centered? Yep. Okay, there we are. Perfect. And you know what? Really, you can't even see the powder on it once you get it off of that. So, anyway. Now we are going to put the bow on. Again, I use Sweet Sorbet, and you're like, Sweet Sorbet, that's red. Yeah, it is kind of a red, but you know what? Let me show you. Let's look here. Oh, of course I've got Sweet Sorbet ink pad out somewhere. Let's look. I'm going to show you the difference here in the colors. This is the dark Sweet Sorbet and the dark Blackberry Bliss marker. But you know what? I don't worry too much about that. I look at the individual products together, and if I like them together, I use them. So, you know, I'm a fan of this double bow here. So you do this, cut a length of your ribbon, cut a little more than you want, fold it in half, tie your bow using the bunny ears method. Hold on, let me get these even. Okay, so you pretend like this is one, and you make your 2 bunny ears. Cut this a little short for my liking. Okay, and then you're going to tie these together. Did I get it? Yep, there we go. Okay, and then you just got, I did it. I just have to play with it now and kind of make it. When you're making bows, give yourself a little extra. I usually leave, as I'm tying my bow, the end of the ribbon attached to the spool. So if I need to start over and use more, I can. But for this one, when I do a double bow, I find it's a little easier to go ahead and cut it off. I actually like this bow better than the one I did on my row card. Okay, so there we go. I'm gonna get my glue dot here. It's right here. Let me make that a little bit small. I'm gonna fold it in half. I'm gonna pick it up. If you pick it up like this, then you don't have to, you don't take, you know, adhesive off of it. If you mess with them too much, they don't, they lose their sticky. Okay. And we're going to use some dimensionals. Where are they at? I had them out. I thought, nope, I guess not. Brand new sheet. Okay. Put one here and one here. Now something I will tell you on this card, the one that I saw made, it had this up here, and then it took this rose piece and cut it out over here, but I didn't want to do that. I liked the bigger sentiment, and so I went ahead and went with this. Okay. And there you go. You know, what do you think? Tell me what you think. Remember, we got celebration till the end of the month. Time's running out to get those products for free. This stamp set was from Celebration. This embossing folder was from Celebration. So if you like them, get them now. Let me know if you need any help placing your order, and I'll be glad to help. Get in touch with me. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you next Monday night. Bye now.